Welcome to this video. We are going to learn the basics of a flowchart app called Lucidchart. Here's the icon. If you don't have it already, we've put it into self-service. So open self-service, do a search. It's all one word, Lucidchart, and download now. Okay, I click on the app to open, and I have to sign in, but instead of creating a new account, click Continue with Google. Sign in to your @student.shslu.org email address, and then we're ready to go. To get started, we hit the plus in the top right corner right here. There's a bunch of cool templates, but they're too complicated and you'll be spending too much time deleting stuff. So click Create Blank Diagram. In a flowchart, there are different blocks you can use. If you have a decision to make, you use the diamond. If there's a process to undergo, like factor the polynomial, then you use process. You can use terminator at the end to say, hey, you're done, congrats. I'll start with the decision, so I tap here and I drag it over, and then I release with my finger once it's where I would like it to be. If you tap twice on this block, a text editor appears at the bottom. This is where you can type out the decision you'd like the person to consider. To expand the block, click and drag the button in the bottom right corner. And to add the next leg of the process, click the plus where you would like it to branch off. So this is a decision. I'll have the yes branch go downwards. I'll have the no branch go to the right. So I click the plus. And then I choose what's next. Well, if it's not in equilibrium, no, if it is in equilibrium, I have a process, so I click process. What's my process? I click here. My process is balance the forces. So I bring up the text editor and that's what I type. Now this branch is supposed to say yes, so let me just, you can double tap over to the side twice to deselect. You can pinch to zoom. I'll tap once to highlight the arrow, and then I'll tap a second time on the text box, and now I can change no to something else. So maybe this is supposed to say yes. And then again, you can tap to the side to deselect. Now, there's supposed to be another branch off this way saying no, so I tap on this diamond, the decision. I tap the plus. And then I choose, maybe there's another decision to make before you can undergo some process. So I tap decision. And there it goes. And then at the bottom, so let me double tap to bring up the text box, the text editor. And then the question here would be, is the object moving on a single axis? And I expand using this corner button. You get how this works. If you want to move a block, you can tap and hold and then drag it around. So this is cool. You can again change this text, and you don't always have to add new branches by clicking the plus. It is possible to scroll down on the panel, find line, tap and drag that over, and then if you tap it again, you've got these pluses. So if you tap and drag this plus, maybe you've got two options coming off this way, and then tap the other one. And then to add text, let me zoom in. You click that T right there, and it gives you the option, it gives you the option to add some text. Maybe, who knows? So this is how it works. So in general, when you're using this app, you have the double tap option, you have the single tap option, you have the tap and drag. There's one final thing worth pointing out. If you want to select and move a bunch of stuff, you tap and hold, wait for the crosshairs, and then where are the crosshairs? Let me deselect, tap and hold. Then once you have your crosshairs, you can highlight a bunch of stuff, and then by dragging that cursor, and then you tap and drag any one of the objects to move a bunch of things over. That's pretty cool. Let me tap to the side to deselect. When you're finished, you want to save this with a different name. So let me hit the back arrow right here. Click the three dots, and you can choose rename right there. You also have the option to export And when you're inside your file, you can export as well. So the normal export button appears. It's the top right corner right here. And then you can choose the format that your teacher would like. Now, you notice how there's a lot of extra blank space when you export? Let me hit the X here. Another option instead, let me make this thing go away by hitting the arrow. Instead of exporting, you could pinch to zoom, take a screenshot using the home button and the power button, and then you could just send that screenshot to your teacher or submit it to Schoology straight from your camera roll. So those are the basics of this app. I encourage you to help your neighbors. If you come up with some tricks or if you learn other features, share them with the class and enjoy making your flowcharts. Thanks for watching.